Sure.
Hi, thank you so much for having this conversation, and I'm really happy to to meet with you in online also. And this year we met in Thessaloniki, not in Thessaloniki, that was in Italy. We met
Yes.
a little time, yeah,
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 no, I'm
and
really looking forward to our conversation today.
yeah, thank you so much. And I watched that you were in Vietnam in this week, or you were in Vietnam now.
Yeah, no, I'm back in Australia in my home country now. But yes, I was in Vietnam with doTERRA last week. First of all, it was an incentive trip for those that had been sharing doTERRA around Australia, but also, for the Blue Diamond Summit and the Presidential Diamond Summit. And people think, oh, that must just be a whole bunch of pleasure and being spoiled. And there was a little bit of that, but there was a big typhoon that hit that area of Vietnam a few months ago, and we're actually helping some of the locals get themselves back on their feet. So that's getting back to that heart of doTERRA, which I love.
Yeah, this I love this all the things what we can do with the Terra and not just doing and selling oils and then so on. That just behind the oils what is happening. That's for me also amazing and that was really good to watching that. That's okay in this place you
Yeah,
are doing.
exactly. That's just one of the other amazing impacts that doTERRA is able to make and help us make as well.
Yeah, and thank you so much for this conversation. I'm following you, but a lot of from my group that was a really good and a new information. And could you tell me a little things about you? How did you find essential oils and your love, fell in love in crystals and so on? That would be really nice for them.
Of course, I'd love to. So I guess it all began. I grew up in a part of Western Australia, which is very bushland. So very much like a forest. It's not unusual for me to look out a window and see kangaroos eating the grass, and there's lots of birds around. So nature has always been something that I've grown up with. And even in those tricky teenage years, I'd go and, climb a tree or sit out under the stars. And so it helped me navigate through those tricky stages of life. So, as I got into my late teenage years, I walked into a little new age or spiritual shop where they sold crystals and essential oils, and that's where the journey began. Now, with essential oils, it was very much, I just thought they were nice smelly things. That you'd put them in a good old oil burner and they'd make the room smell nice. And I studied massage therapy along with health sciences and psychology at uni. And I just thought, again, we'll put some oils in, it'll make it smell a little bit better. It wasn't until I was introduced to doTERRA about 10 years ago that I actually realized the full potential of what you can do with essential oils. Now, if you had have met me 10 years ago, you would have watched the Adam Barralet scratching show because I was constantly itchy because I was covered in eczema. And it didn't matter whether I went to doctors in Australia or when I lived in USA and Canada, they'd all give you a cortisol cream, which they say, put it on, but you can't put it on every day. So I'd put it
Yeah.
on, the eczema would go away. I stopped putting it on, it comes back. It was just band-aiding it. But from using doTERRA's oils and other products, my eczema went away. So I got really excited about this. And my mum, who started to have problems with arthritis in her fingers, we spoke to her about that. And we were able to help her. And another family member that was having issues with depression. I just started telling more and more people. Now, because nature was such an important part of my growing up and part of my spirituality, the oils also started to speak to me on a emotional level, a mental level, and a spiritual level as well. So my work with doTERRA has expanded beyond just helping people with their bodies, but also, teaching classes. And I've written a couple of books and done some meditations and things like that, which are helping people to connect with essential oils on a holistic level as well.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Because it's amazing that's how somebody is falling in love and all this, and then that's okay starting using. But I'm watching in Hungary. We have also this problem that's first of all the healthcare, and then after that, if you have this impression and you start. For example, I had also psoriasis, and then that was also for me after the cleansing and so on, then okay, I don't have anymore, and then what is that? And so and you receive that for, and then you have it in 10 years or 15 years, and then wow, in 3 months you forget everything. So and that
Exactly.
is that is and first of all, I met with your book. I think that was in Budapest, and for 3 years ago, and I love these books, and I'm using lots time, and the cards also, and I love playing cards with my clients and so on. But how do you recommend? Because these comparison cards, these are so many cards, and how do you recommend to use for every day or for a long time and so on? Because I have an idea, but I'm really happy to hearing from you.
So in the book that we wrote, first of all, with my good friend Vanessa Jean, we wanted to give the oils a voice from that kind of emotional and spiritual, and there's lots of ancient myths in there from the Greeks
Yeah.
and the Romans and the Egyptians and Maori traditions, and a whole range in there as well. So the book kind of encompasses all that, and it's got we've got over 100 oils in there now. All of the oils that doTERRA does are singles, and we put some extras in there that we hope one day maybe doTERRA will offer as well. Then people were like, "Oh, you need to do some companion cards." So we didn't want to rewrite what we'd already written. So we just made some small cards, and we've put for every oil that's in the book, we've got a card.
Yeah.
Now there are, as I said, over 100 different oils. So what I recommend first of all is going through the deck once you get it and actually sorting them out into two piles. One of the oils you've got now, and the other ones can be your wish list, and you can get them later on. That can
Wow.
help if you're on the doTERRA loyalty reward system. So then you've got a working deck of the oils that you can actually work with. And there are lots of different ways you could use them. A lot of people will shuffle them each day and go, which oil should I work with today? And they might get um, lemon. And so they're like, right, okay, well, I'll put lemon in my diffuser, I'll put lemon in my water, I'll read a bit about lemon in a book, and I'll really focus on lemon for that day or for that week. And then you can also make diffuser blends where you shuffle your cards and go, what three oils should I put in my diffuser today? Oh, I've got Siberian fir, Spanish sage, and rose. Oh, that's unusual. I'll try that today. So it's up to your imagination, but those are a couple of ways that we often use them and recommend people use them.
Yeah, thank you. That's a really good part. That's I'm never done it. That's separately. That's what I have. Why my wish list. That's okay. But I'm always tell my clients and friends that's okay. This oil you receive in 125 PV, and you never know when you receive this amazing oil that we have clementine for 2 months ago, and that is why I'm telling also, oh no, you need it because you never know when you will use these oils, and then so okay, that's a good part. Yes, I'm doing also that's okay, what's my oil for this day and what's my oil for this week, and that's really good, and the messages, and I'm really working with the emotional part also. Okay, that's
Yeah.
working. That's a
Yeah.
really good thing.
And for people that tend to use the same few oils, all the time, this can be a really great way of breaking that habit as well. And the other thing that it helps people with is what I find sometimes when we get involved with essential oils at the start, we collect all the oils and we've got them all, and then we realize I don't know how to use them, and we go from one to the next to the next, and we're speed dating them. So what happens is by just choosing an oil a day or an oil a week, then what you can do is you can just really focus and get to know that one and work out how do I use this all the time so it's not going to waste just sitting on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah. That's the part because I'm really happy when the Terra do Bogos or something else because I okay, I have this soil but I didn't use for a long time, and then okay, what can we do it and working with it, and then comes forward because that was last Bogos, that was Gayak wood and
Mm.
with Copaiba. And then okay, I'm using Yakult now. That's I'm a really fan. So and I realize for my face because I have very dry face, and then for the skincare lotion. So that's amazing. So and I never thinking about it. That's okay. That's a spiritual oil, and I thought about this oil. Okay, that's for Americans, and then Indians, and then okay, that's spiritual, and then I never think about it. That's okay. That's really good
Mhm.
for me.
Yeah, and that's the great thing that all of the oils have benefits for our body, and we can use them on a weekly basis for skincare or cleaning our home or adding to our water or different things like that. But each of them, and like the citruses are a classic example, their chemistry is all very much the same, and their aromas are similar. But spiritually wise and emotional healing wise, there's a full range of different things that they do. So and guaiac wood's an amazing oil that has a long history in Paraguay where we get it from. And we can really use it to go deep into our emotions and a whole range of other things as well.
Mm. Yeah, that's a really huge part, and you have in the book also these blends. What you have done. And do you recommend that somebody is doing a touch or a diffuser brand, or how do you do this? This idea come from that's what we can do with these blends, and then
Yeah, a lot of the time, you can make blends for a whole range of different things. You mentioned a couple of great ones. You can make it into a rollerball. You can diffuse it. You can also mix, a few drops of essential oil in with the carrier oil, and then massage that over the body
yeah.
and anoint yourself and wear that as your natural fragrance for the day. Um, I, you know, I love using them in things like even spritzes as well. So they're you're only limited by your imagination with those blends. And the idea when you're working with an oil physically, obviously there are different ways to use the oil that's going to be best. So if you've got a sore muscle, you want to massage the oils into that area. But when it comes to working with the oils spiritually, I always say as long as you get them in you, on you, or around you, their energy is going to be dancing around you and they're going to support you in what you're trying to achieve. So if you're working with clementine, it doesn't matter if you add it to water, if you diffuse it, or if you anoint it over your sacral chakra, that's all going to have an impact on you in that way. So whichever way you want to use it, it's going to be beneficial.
Yeah, thank you. That's I'm always telling to my client, okay, you have this OS, you use it, never mind, it's just done, and then that will be working. And they, okay, first time when they met with essential oils, they telling, no, you are crazy. That just no, it will helps and so on. And we know that helps. So, for example, with my grandmother, we always went to the garden and find peppermint, or when we have digestive problems, and we made a tea. So that wasn't so. That now we are really really happy that we have these oils in our hands and so on. That and
Exactly. We live in a time now where science is proving that what generations before us already knew and were already doing.
yeah. Yeah, and
Mm,
that's we have we are all really lucky lucky
yeah,
that we can do it and so on. And
exactly.
now in this year that was the new book of the crystals. I have it also, and with crystals I'm working. I have a lot of crystals in my home, but with essential oils, that's for me. I'd never used to gather them. So and I watched and read in your book that we can blend it, and we can do the put in roll-on blends and so on. And how do you think that's the best way together? Because okay, I thought that when I putting essential oil on on a crystals, maybe that would be a problem or something else. But that's a question.
Yeah, when combining crystals with essential oils, you don't necessarily have them directly together, although I do like to put sometimes a tumbled stone inside my diffuser, or you could make a roller ball with some little chips or a crystal roller as well. But the analogy I use to explain why we would put a crystal with an essential oil is if we wanted to create a romantic night for a partner and ourselves at home. We wouldn't just put a red candle on the dining table and go, there's my romantic night, would we? What we'd do, we'd cook a nice meal, maybe get something nice to drink, we'd dress a certain way, we'd maybe wear a nice fragrance, we'd put something special in the diffuser, we'd dim the lights, we'd put music on. And all that would create a romantic atmosphere or vibration or energy.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're working with essential oils in a holistic point of view, you can bring other things in as well. So crystals is my favorite of mine, and I'll touch on that a bit more. But you can also bring in some astrology. You can bring in chakra work. You can bring in colors. You can bring in animals, angels, different gods from different religions, whatever kind of resonates with you. But instead of having just one little thing helping you out in the form of an essential oil, you can bring in crystals or other things that will actually help to amplify what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's I'm really watching, and I okay, that's I have to do for me because I love working with them, and that's amazing when you're on your alone land that you have something what's bring you a very very strong energy for it for a day or for a long time. And how does this love from crystals come from to you? Because that's nowadays okay when somebody is working on the emotional part of the of the whole body, then using crystals, but not
Yeah.
nowadays. That's not a
Yeah, for me, when I started off, it was very similar to essential oils. Walked into a crystal shop and bought myself an amethyst crystal. And when I bought it, they gave me a little sheet of paper that told you all the spiritual properties of a whole range of different essential oils. Oh, sorry, of crystals. So as I read through that sheet, I'm like, oh, I want that one and I want that one. So next week I was back at the crystal shop, bought another one, and another one, and another one, to the point now where I work with 300 to 400 different crystals. But what makes a crystal different from just glass or wood or plastic or paper is that crystals grow in perfect shapes on a microscopic level. And so they hold more energy. And that's why we use quartz crystals in computers and in watches and different things. And so we can use those crystals to help us with the healing as well. And that's what I did for myself. I was noticing different things happening when I would ask for a crystal to help me. And I couldn't find any other explanation. And I was just doing my own thing for many, many years and noticing cool things were happening. And then worked in a crystal shop where people asked me, they love crystals, but they didn't know what to do with them. And so my very first book was called Crystal Connections and taught people what crystals are good for, but also how to use them. And so that's what I'm a very big advocate of when it comes to oils and crystals. It's don't leave things on a shelf. How can we use them? How can we start to notice and experience the benefits of using both crystals and essential oils either separately or together?
or together. Yeah, yeah, that's the part because yeah, I'm really find people that's okay. Why are you using crystals? Because I love them. So that's not a question. That okay. And do you have any huge experience with crystals that's in healing parts? Because you tell about essential oils that you have a really huge um
Yeah, not so much. The difference between crystals and essential oils work on the physical, first of all. So when we smell an essential oil, within 25 seconds, you'll start to notice different changes happening in the body. And that then flows through to the emotions and to the mental and the spiritual. Whereas crystals kind of come in the other way. They come through from the energetic first, and then eventually you'll start to notice the differences in mental state, in emotional state, and even physical state. So I probably don't have many stories on crystals where I've had a sore knee and the crystal helped with that, although it can. But what crystals are really, really great for is for shifting the energy around you. And we've all had a bad day. And haven't you noticed how one thing will go wrong? Like you'll get a bad phone call and then all these other bad things come in after that. And your car breaks down and you have a fight with a family member. And it's like, oh, worst day. Crystals we use to change that energy, to keep us in abundant energy, loving energy, vital energy, so that we're feeling quite good. And that can have a great benefit on all aspects of our lives, including our physical well being. So I tend to reach for essential oils if something's already gone wrong with my health. But to keep me in a good energy, I guess, I use crystals all the time to keep my energy right so that things don't eventually manifest into the physical and be a health problem.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, that's for me also. Then that's okay. I have it. It's beautiful, and you're feeling this energy. That's not a question. Okay,
Mm.
but for this modern life and for the modern people, that's okay. You're putting essential oils and so on. That they are always questioning me. That's you. You are always smelling something. Yes, and you wearing your perfume, but I don't want to tell why you are using. Okay, that's thank you so much because that's for me. That's also that was a question that yeah. And sometimes we are doing lots of things so complicated and not so okay, I'm use it for today because it's good for me and helps for me, and that's all. And
Mm.
what is your favorite oil when you have to choose one on two oils, and what's
Okay.
your
Yep. That's a hard one. That is, that's often like trying to choose your favorite child. I would say, from a holistic point of view, I love Rose. I think Rose is absolutely amazing. It teaches us to love people for who they are rather than who we want them to be. So I really, really love Rose for all of its benefits. Um, the other one in my top three would be sandalwood. I love both the Iliahi, the Hawaiian sandalwood, and the Indian sandalwood. I love how they're both grounding and spiritual. I love the benefits. And if there's any men watching or listening, I just want to remind you that there is chemistry in sandalwood similar to a male pheromone. So it is said that when you wear sandalwood, men, it makes you more attractive. And if you don't believe me, apparently Brad Pitt, the Hollywood actor, smells of sandalwood. So
ah
that's my number two. And my number three, it's a hard one because I love all the big tree oils. So the conifer or the evergreen oils. So these are our things like our cypresses and our junipers and our cedars. But it would be a fight between black spruce, which I love for exhaustion, and Douglas fir, which I also find really supportive when you've had a bit of a rough time. So those two would be have to battle it out for the third spot in my top three.
yeah, these two always are amazing for me. That's bring me to my childhood when we were every time in the forest, and then oh, that's the smell what we
Mm.
have felt. And then black spruce and Douglas fir for me. That's and for my clients today, they fell in love. That's these two always. I think this time is really really important to use to grounding also and to spiritual connection and help us to find generations problem so and then for me that is why that's that's a
Yeah,
really
very much
huge
so. One of the interesting things about black spruce, its Latin name is Picea mariana, and that Mariana is a reference to Mother Mary. So, regardless of our religious or spiritual background, it's got this energy of this celestial mother. And we all have times in our lives when we feel that we're not being supported, that everyone's letting us down, that we feel a bit alone and fighting the battle by ourselves. And black spruce, which is an amazing one for exhaustion and fatigue and all these different things, when diffused or just anointed on the body or inhaled, is like this big heavenly mother kind of wrapping her arms around us and going, I've got your back. I'm here to help you. It's all going to be fine. You're not alone. So I love it.
mm, yeah to have this feeling when you're you're going to a tree and you're feeling this energy and then that's really the same that's
Exactly.
this
Yeah. Spot
connection
on.
that's what you have and yeah I love them also that they are sandalwood that was good because then okay I know the part what are good for but for men's that's really that's perfumes and so that's for perfumes this is the footnote for every perfumes when you are using and that smells so long so Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No one should be wearing perfumes or colognes. There's probably, each time you're spraying that on yourself, you might as well just be spraying poison on yourself because they are literally the same thing.
Yeah. We made a workshop last Sunday, Saturday, and we do false perfumes also from essential oils. And that was okay. I'm choosing patchouli, sandalwood, and that was what was the third one? I don't remember, vetiver. And they put on their hands, and one of my clients called me next day, what you are putting on my hands, because I washed it and I smell it. And okay, yeah, that is why essential oil is very good. That you were feeling it, that you wash your hands and then you will feel that. And so that's
Amazing.
amazing.
It
Yeah,
is,
that
truly.
and then he called me, okay, you will do for me because that's crazy. That I never find such like perfumes that I'm feeling on my hand. And we did not do any coconut oil, just try it and then okay, they are
Amazing.
very strong.
Very much so.
Yeah. And maybe if you could tell for our group that what's your daily routine when you are at home or you're doing something, what kind of essentials use are you using every day, or what do you do, and what's your daily routine?
Yeah, this could be a very long answer, so I will
Yeah,
try
I
and keep
think
it
so.
brief. Someone actually asked me once how many doTERRA products I use a day, and I actually recorded it and documented it and made a bit of a video, and I use over 50 a day.
Yeah.
That's not just essential oils, but it's things like our toothpaste, deodorant, our cleaning products, all the different things that are infused with essential oils. Because when you add an essential oil to something, it often amplifies, it improves its capabilities. But on a nutshell, on a very practical level, the very first oil I touch every single day is lemon. I start my day with a drop of lemon in water because of the benefits of digestion. It activates my liver, and it helps with hydration and mineral absorption. And it's just a nice way to start the day, kind of thing. A lot better for you than having lemon juice. So that's on a real practical level. Then what I like to do is I always ask myself the question, what do I need today? Do I need a bit of an uplift, or do I need a bit of a settle down? And it's not a profound question, but I think it's a really great question that we can all ask, because a lot of the time we wake up in the morning and we might turn on the TV and something like Netflix tells us what we should watch, or we open something like Spotify, which tells us what we should listen to, or we get on our social media and social media decides what we need to know about. And we never actually ask ourselves, what do I need? And so by going, do I need something uplifting? If that's the case, then putting oils that are maybe citruses that lift the mood, or florals in there. Or if I need something a bit more grounding, then I might go for something like a wood or a root, or even a big tree oil, in that way of kind of grounding. So I'll always, my diffusers, I always have diffusers going all around my house. So I'm setting myself up for the day and use the oils to clean throughout the day. Um, as I get to the end of the day, that's where I'm like, okay, well, first of all, we want to just lift ourselves and be ready for the day. Now we want to let go of the day. So I'll often get an oil like wintergreen or deep blue, our blend, or birch, and massage that into the neck and the shoulders, because these oils are oils of surrender. Not only do they help us surrender all the aches and pains in our body from maybe being over a computer all day, but on a holistic level, they help us release emotion. Now, think about how often we take the stress of work home with us at night, even if you work at home like I do. I have to walk from one room to the next. And we make our family and our loved ones pay for the bad day we just had. So I love to, especially wintergreen, just breathe that wintergreen and go, right, I did my best today. I may not have been perfect. I may not have got everything done, but tomorrow's another day and we'll try again tomorrow. And wintergreen really facilitates that kind of release in that type of way as well. As I go into the main areas in the diffuser, I'm then putting in those big tree oils: black spruce, Douglas fir, Siberian fir, cypress, arbor vitae, hinoki, guaiac wood's another great one. All those ones that help me calm down and kind of settle down in that day. Um, and I may meditate with an oil at night based on the astrology. And I normally in my weekly newsletter pick an oil for the week that I share with everyone. And then at night, I'm using oils in my skincare. I'm putting oils in my bedroom diffuser, and they're going on my feet for different reasons as well. I love dreaming, so I love putting oils like vetiver or juniper berry or gardenia on my feet, and they'll actually make me dream more and have more vivid dreams and remember them as well. So I'm using oils all the time, but that's kind of a snapshot of some of the main ways I use them.
Yeah, that's really good. That's I know when somebody is using essential oils and doTERRA products, we can talk about a full day. So I'm using also I think also that more than 50 products for a woman. That's that's much more than what we are using. But really, thank you because that's these parts. What you're telling, I'm using frankincense on my shoulder. That's my starting because in Europe we have a difficulty with wintergreen. Okay, I have it because I bought it, lots of them because I love also this oil. And but we don't have this
Mm.
oil, and birch, unfortunately, also not. And we don't know when we have the possibility again. But okay, we have a connection to USA, and then we can do it and order it, and so that's really love it. But wintergreen, that's for me also. That was yesterday or for 2 days before I'm using it, and oh, that's my love. Okay, we have in deep blue, but unfortunately not so much before that. But
Mm.
I'm filling in deep blue 20 drops to wintergreen, and then we have the same.
Perfect. Love it. That's a great idea for sure.
Yeah, the same. Love it. And did you tell me that in the evening you are using vetiver? Okay, juniper berry. I know that's for dreaming, and when somebody is very wrong sleeping methods, then perhaps also. But gardenia, what can you tell me about gardenia? Because that's a very rare product from the Terra, but I have it also, but I do not use
Yeah,
it so much.
gardenia is, one of the things I love about doTERRA. There's many things, and we've already spoke about some of them at the start. But doTERRA, sometimes Mother Earth can't keep up with our demands. And rather than have an oil available all the time, they do bring them out for limited times. And gardenia is one of those ones that it was first available in China. It's been available in Australia before. It's now available in America. I don't know. You may have to. The Europeans, I don't think they've had it yet, but it will come. It's any of the floral oils, whether it be gardenia, jasmine, rose, lavender, all of them are really great for the top layers of our skin. So I love gardenia after I've cleansed at night. I will roll it around my face, under the eyes, 3 lines on the neck, and then massage that in and then tone and moisturize over the top. But it's also great for the hair. So you can run it through your hair and it helps to hydrate your hair as well. On a deeper level, gardenia can be used for the full moon because any flower that is white, such as jasmine or neroli or magnolia, has a connection to the moon, especially summer moons. So the moons in the northern hemisphere around that June, July, August is beautiful for that. But gardenia, why I really love it, works with a chakra known as the higher heart chakra. So our heart chakra is that energy center. It resonates with the color green, and that's about my relationship with each individual. Is there enough give? Is there enough take? But the higher heart chakra is about how we feel about people and humanity overall. Do we feel that they're blood-sucking parasites that are bleeding the whole earth dry, or do we see that everyone is trying their best and we're accepting and we're compassionate and we're forgiving and that type of thing? And gardenia helps with that. A flower opens us up to the beauty of the world, and gardenia is a really beautiful one to help us. We see this as a whole range of different things that people are moving around the world more. There's different immigrations happening, and there's a lot of people that maybe when we grew up, everyone was pretty much very the same, but we're becoming more and more diverse as the world kind of becomes smaller and more mixed up type of thing. And gardenia is a beautiful one for going. wow, what can I learn from people that are different to me rather than just trying to get everyone to be the same as me? So it's a really profound oil in that way. And when you roll it on the soles of your feet at night, I find that I dream a lot more as well. So it's got lots of different uses.
Oh, that's really good idea because you know that I don't know if you are doing that. That is after Christmas time. They have these 12 days when you have to write your dreams and what you have done in this day and what you are feeling. And I wrote it till 3 years or 4 years, and that's for example the first day and 25th of to 26 when you're writing your dreams and day. That's for next year, the Pisces time. So and then for astrology that's really nice, and you are writing the days, and that was for me also. That's I'm fine. That's okay. What I'm dreaming about. That would be a really good thing because I'm waking up and do not write. Okay, I forget that in 2 minutes. So what's happened? That I will use Gardenia. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yep. No, it'll help you remember them a lot more, I find. That's been my experience.
That's more fine. That's really really good. And I never okay from Uniper. I heard vetiver sometimes for me also. I'm sleeping much more better and deeper. That's okay. That's okay. And what do you recommend, for example, people now to really okay? You tell your best or three O's what you are falling in love. But what do you recommend nowadays for his rushing hours and we have just watching computer? You tell also you wake up and come the phone and then the messages and the books and everything. And what do you recommend to use at this time for the people when somebody's asking you?
Yeah, when people are rushing around a lot or really busy or feeling a bit exhausted, black spruce is one that I've already mentioned as well. Another big tree oil that comes from the wood of the tree is cedarwood. So when we inhale cedarwood, it releases more GABA into our body. Now, people don't always know what GABA is. We know what adrenaline is. We've probably heard of cortisol. They ramp us up, they get us going, and GABA is another true neurotransmitter that actually winds us down. So it's a really good one to use. And because wood oils not only smell great in the diffuser, but are good for our skin, we can actually use them with a drop with our nighttime moisturizer each night, and we inhale that as well, and that helps to wind us down. So that can be really, really powerful. Um, Other oils that I find can be really great when you are rushing around as well. Um, I don't think this one's available in Europe, but Tulsi is really, really great.
We have
You have Tulsi? Yep, Tulsi is probably my favorite, and I love to put that over the adrenals. Um, there's an oil I know at the moment in Europe. There's a blend called Yule Log, which is out for the holiday season, and one of the oils in there is Siam wood. Now, Siam wood is I actually went and saw where Siam wood is distilled, which is rather exciting in Vietnam, and I'm hoping one day they might release that as a future oil because that's a really great one for exhaustion as well that you can put on your adrenals. But even diffusing things like, Yule log or the holiday peace, these are great ones to help wind us down at the end of the day. So I love them. The final one I'd say that's a really great one when we are feeling exhausted and overwhelmed is jasmine. Jasmine
mhm.
is especially great on the full moon. You see, the full moon energy, a lot of people become, if you talk to someone who works in the police force or works at a hospital, they'll go, that's when all the crazies come out, when everyone becomes a lunatic. And so jasmine actually helps us to assimilate with the moon, to slow down, to calm down, to not rush around, and not to allow things to escalate worse, to get overly emotional in that way. So it's a really nice one as well, especially around the full moon if you're feeling rushed and a little bit crazy and you're becoming the lunatic.
That's great idea for full moon. That's a Yasmin, and I think that's when we are blended them, you look and jasmine together. Wow, that will
Mm,
be a really good blend together. So that's yeah, thinking about. We received yeah this look and I recommend also to my clients that's really important to order such blends what we have very rarely. That's very really new, and we have the possibility then use it every time because that's for yeah for Christmas time for me also much more holiday peace, not holiday joy. That's for me also that's really bringing this this forest atmosphere to our home and grounding, but peace, yeah, holiday peace. One of my clients that's really asking me always, okay, you have more because she's using in the whole year that's to ground her, but me because she's also living very stressful life, and then for her not why not frankincense, so that for her that's much more pine trees.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you. That was my Jasmine. That's for me. That's for the full moon. That's okay. We have full moon, but I think that's for this week that we have this this strong energy. And today that was yesterday. That was a really huge astrology changing because Pluto is going on the waterman. Yeah, waterman. Yeah, and that's for us, for everybody. That will be a very good and very hard time to.
yeah, yeah. Every whether it be a full moon or whether it be a Mercury retrograde or any kind of astrological shift, I often say that if you can, find someone who you resonate with, where you can kind of find out what's happening. It's just like knowing the weather. If we know it's going to rain, we put a raincoat on and we take our umbrella out. And if you know it's going to be a full moon, then grab your jasmine and your clary sage, and you'll be able to navigate the day a little bit easier. So the oils help us when we know what the astrological forecast is. So they're there to, no matter what's happening in the heavens, Mother Earth is helping us with her gifts of the oils.
Yeah, yeah, we have to use it, and then we feel it better, and then okay, I do not sleeping very well. Okay, that's full moon. That's okay.
Mm.
That's a normal. That's not
Yep.
so going crazy. That's okay. I cannot sleep. Okay. Thank you so much. If you would like to tell something for us, and I'm really open-minded, but I do not write any questions more because you tell me that's a full range, and I'm really happy that
Oh,
that to have this.
I'm so glad, and thank you for allowing me to talk about so many different oils. As I said before, one thing I'm really passionate about is people learning to use their oils. So, on my website, you can subscribe to my weekly newsletter, and that just comes out once a week. And I look at what's happening, and whether it's going to be a Mercury retrograde or a full moon, and I pick what I believe to be the best oil and the best crystal for that week. And what I encourage everyone to do is get those two out and get to know them. And it will help you through the week with the astrology. But also, if you were to do that every single week, by the end of the year, you've worked with over 50 oils and you've really got to know them well. And so that's going to help people to become real crystal and essential oil experts because they know then which oil and which crystal is best for them. So we would just use it every single day. And then when you're having a really bad day, you're like, oh, I remember that patchouli really helped me out. Or I remember that cilantro really helped in that way. So that's one thing I recommend people do to get to know their oils. It's hard to learn them all at once, but do one by one each week, and that'll really help you.
Thank you. Thank you. I will suggest them because that's really helpful for us to using, and I'm really fan on that. That's okay. I'm using and I'm doing, and I'm using now your cards. I have a challenge in TikTok because I'm and the 8th of August. I tell to my followers, okay, every day I will do a video for you with one card. And and I'm using now your cards and okay. I have this 100 cards, so okay, I will have I will come back to you in 200 days what happens and what comes, but really really good. And I'm reading that I have to know I have to tell you because I'm Pisces, and I'm watch your suggestion and dance in Dreamland Land, and the favorite oil for me, blue tansy, and blue tansy in it. So, and that was my fell in love oil that I'm smelled in 1 year before that I'm starting using essential oils, and then oh no, I need this oil. And one bottle, I'm just smelling out. That's okay, that's amazing, this oil. And that really helps to start. And that was my start in doTERRA, for example, to share the oils. But before that, I'm used for the family. I love that, and I learn about it. And okay, that was really the decision that I have to share the oils then because they are amazing.
Yeah, I think we've all got stories where we have to, when we see a good movie or we go to a good restaurant or something like that, we tell other people this is amazing, you have to go, you have to check it out, and that type of thing. And it's the same with essential oils. People go, oh well, I don't want to share essential oils, but if they're working for you, tell everyone else and let them decide whether they want to give them a shot as well. So yeah, essential oils can help the world, and that's part of doTERRA's mission of helping the world to heal. So every little bit we can do makes a difference to other people as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. So I'm really loved. Okay, you know what's my my favorite oil on it? Okay, ylang ylang. That's not a question. And lavender. That's it's also an amazing blend for that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and really happy to following you and I will suggest them also. That's your newsletter and watching your courses.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. It's been a pleasure talking to you today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and having a great time. You have, I think, much more better weather with what we have because the snow is coming tomorrow. So for us, so it's
Yes, no,
really good.
I do a podcast with an aromatherapist each week on YouTube, who's in the UK, and she sent me pictures of snow. But I must admit, although it's getting warmer here, we've had rain for the 24 hours. Mother Nature's always up and down these days, but yes, we are bound for better weather in the next few months than you are in Europe. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way the seasons go.
Just send our pictures and then that's following us
Yes,
with the summer. Thank you. Thank you
my
so much
pleasure.
and have a nice
My
day.
absolute pleasure, Rika. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.